Good evening, gang. It's Tuesday, the 19th of June, 2018. Welcome to our nighttime United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Television Centre here in Bracknell, where it's Ascot Week, boys and girls. Oh yes, Ascot Week has started. Little horses riding all over the place here. Oh, we've got them all round there. We got all the Ascot people. Now, where I go swimming in the morning, it's up at the Hilton Hotel. They all stay up there, you know. Ghastly, awful people, dear. Awful people. They park their bloody cars wherever they want. Disabled bays across the thing. Usually, you know, posh cars, BMWs, Range Rovers, and they don't give a toss where they park. Awful people. And they come back, you see them going out, they're all waiting outside the front of the Hilton Hotel in their little suits, and these women in their cheap dresses and high-heeled shoes and hats like this, and they all go out there, all waiting out there. Everyone's on their mobile phone. Tap, 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 smoking cigarettes, and generally getting in the way of the regulars who go up there to use the swimming pool, dear. It's outrageous. Although there was a fit one, there was a fit one, and his girlfriend in the pool earlier. So I was looking at him for a while I was swimming up and down at rapid speeds. But yeah, they're all outside there, you know. The Ascot people, they're awful. Awful. And then, if you're up there a little bit later in the afternoon, sort of late afternoon, early evening, they all come back pissed out of their heads. Ghastly people, these Ascot. I mean, don't think you come to Ascot and it's all posh. No, you get some of the worst people turn up there of all time. I'm telling you now. There's a couple of stories in the paper today, actually. In the Sun this morning. Here we go. In the Sun. Let's see, 19th of June. So this was published this afternoon in the Sun. Boozy punters are knocking back the bubbly as Royal Ascot gets into full swing. Well-heeled revellers kicked off the first day of the eagerly anticipated racing event with glasses of champagne flowing. Oh, what are you doing over there? Come back over there. There it's better. With glasses of champagne and pints of lager as thousands flocked to have a flight. No, they don't. They go there to get drunk. I mean, in the Sun at this moment, there's pictures of women drinking out of bottles. There's one there asleep on the grass. Oh, they're, you know, next to the racecourse. Just dreadful people. It goes on. Ladies, and the blokes know better. Ladies donning colourful frocks and gents in tops and towels, most of them hanging around outside the Hilton Hotel earlier this morning, were spotted racing to the Berkshire Track's many bars. See, Ascot is only about 20 minutes away from here. It's not far at all, if that. As they enjoyed the highlight of the horse racing calendar. In a boisterous mood, for that read pissed, in a boisterous mood, some were happy to dance around and pose for photographers, while others preferred to enjoy their drinks on picnic blankets. I mean, picnic blankets, it's all gone wrong at Ascot, I'm telling you now. It was never like this years ago. Dear, armed cops were spotted, of course, keeping an eye on us all. However, officers were also on the lookout for any violence between drunken punters. I mean, it's just like a football match now. I mean, this is what you get when you let ghastly people in. It is awful. And there's various pictures of people in various states of drunkenness. And, there's little Meghan Markle. She's there as well. She doesn't look very drunk. Thank God for that. Is Harry there? All right, Harry, how's it going? It says Thames Valley Police said racegoers should not be alarmed by their heavy presence. What do they mean? What, is there only fat policemen there then or something? Oh, you don't want to go to Ascot, I'm telling you that now. Awful people there, they really are. Let's say hello to some of you today. Hello to Paul Mosley in Birmingham. Evening, Paul. Evening, must remember evening. Hello to Simon Gilman, who says, on the subject of the royals, Zara Tyndall, the Queen's granddaughter, has given birth to a baby girl. She was born on Monday at Stroud Maternity Unit, weighing 9 pounds 3 ounces, and if 19th in line to the throne. Well, she ain't going to get there then, is there? Unless all the others get some incredibly bad disease or all get, shot or something like that. 19th in line to the throne? It's not worth the title, is it? Not worth the title. You're throwing news stories at me, Simon, today. Why are you doing that? I'm just wondering why you're throwing news stories at me this morning. Or this evening, rather. Over on Facebook Live, good evening to Adam the Plumber, who gets the first message in tonight. Gustav, good evening, Gustav. Gary Redpath, good evening, Gary. Hope you're well. Has been to breezy Lowestoft. And it's a nice day there. My nan used to go there for little holidays years ago. Lowestoft, Gary. Thank you. Gary, you know when you send me messages, was there something... I think you wanted me to say hello to someone today, didn't you? You're kind of putting it on the programme wall when the programme's finished, so I'm missing them. If you send them as a private message, and I'll do them for you, okay? Good evening to nephew Gary Butler. Good evening, nephew. All right. Neil Rennie. Good evening, Neil. Kelly Kim. Good evening, Kelly. Good evening, Laura, and I miss you. Oh, thank you, Laura. Hopefully see you Sunday. We need to do our Pans People dance for the opening of this talk, so you do. What do you mean you'll see me Sunday? What's happening Sunday then? You're not going to the King's Head Theatre Bar, have you? Are you? That got cancelled after the first week. Oh, don't even ask, Kelly Kim. Don't even ask. Head office decided they didn't want karaoke. What can you do? That's how it is, Kelly. You wouldn't believe it. In fact... I got to tell you, if you're new to the show, I've not had much luck with new work recently. Present work is all fine, and I love the jobs I do and all that. But new work at the moment, there's been at least 10 occasions in the last 8 months where jobs have nearly started and haven't quite got there. And I'm at my wit's end trying to work out what keeps going wrong. But it's nothing to do with me, because, I mean, the places that say they're going to do something then cancel, but they don't get someone else to do it. So it's just simply cancelled like that. So I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that I'm no longer going to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm trying to buy a caravan at the moment up north, so I'm going to spend some time up there, possibly on my days off, and that's how it's going to work. I'm not going to look for work anymore. I've decided it's not like I need to work anymore, so I've given up. So if anything comes now, I'll probably turn it down anyway. There we are, Kelly Kim. All right, darling. Sarah says, you're always smiling. You've got to always smile, Sarah. There's so many miserable people around. You must see them when you go into the supermarket. I went to the Morrisons tonight. Miserable as sin, all in there. Pushing their little trolleys around. Dear me. Oh, I hate the only thing... No, I like Morrisons, but you've got to put £1 in the blooming thing. People must be nicking the trolleys. I mean, what would you do with a shopping trolley? I don't understand why you've got to put the £1 in. Who nicks shopping trolleys? I don't know. Hello to Debbie Howard. Good evening, Debbie. Andy Baker. Good evening, Andy. Paul Dow. Good evening, Paul. I've got to tell you, Paul Dow bought me in a gift the other day. Look what he bought me. Paul comes to the karaoke night sometimes in the Central Station. He bought me this, a back scratcher. Isn't it good? Look how long it is. I'm going to go in the supermarket. I'm going to go in Waitrose tomorrow and get this out and tap people on the shoulder and then just walk away. Because I won't be close enough to them, will they? They won't suspect it's me because I'll just tap them like that and then walk off with it in front of me. They won't see it. I've always wanted one. I've never had one of these. Look at it. It's a telescopic back scratcher. I love it. Oh, yeah. Paul says, well, you'll have to get a proper job. Certainly not, Paul. I only work because I want to. That's it now. Done. We got to that age where it doesn't matter anymore. It's wonderful being at that age, you know, when you can sort of start saying, no, I don't want to do that. No, go away. Or someone upsets you somewhere, so okay, I'm leaving. Bye-bye. It's nothing better. There's no better feeling than knowing that you can actually do that now, rather than having to lick everyone's arse for years and years. Well, I've done that. Don't have to do that anymore. You can go and stick it. Neil says, I used to work in a supermarket. Was that aimed at me? How would I know that you worked in a supermarket, Neil? How would I know that? How would I know that? Huh? All right, Debbie. This is a very useful implement. I'm sure there are other uses for this as well. What else can I do with this? There you are. There's your question for tonight. Give me some more uses for this extendable back scratcher. Look, I could do dusting with it, I suppose. Can I turn the light out with it? Oh, no, I can't. Hang on, let me see if I can turn that light out. Can I turn that light out with it or not? I don't know. No, I don't. No, I can't do that. What other uses can you think of my telescopic back scratcher? Come on. We want to know. We want to know. Okay? Telescopic back scratcher. Oh, you work in a supermarket. Well, how am I supposed to know that, Neil? You come out with that comment there. Where is it again? Where is it again? Is it aimed at me because I work in a... How am I supposed to know if you work in a supermarket, Neil? Am I a mind reader? No. What one do you work in, incident? Is it the posh one? Or is it, you know, one of the others? Hello to Jason Lewis. Good evening, Joni. Jason. Shopping trolleys are very expensive. Yeah, but who would you sell one to? You know, you could hardly go and nick 10 trolleys from Sainsbury's, bring them all home, and then ring them up. Hello, is that Sainsbury's? Yeah, I got some shopping. Do you want to buy some shopping trolleys? I think they'd have you nicked. Oh, you're probably the sort of person, Jason, that does nick shopping trolleys, are you? Do you use them at your discos? You could cover them in fairy lights and have them flashing as a sort of cheap disco light, couldn't you? Hello to Maureen. No, Maureen, it isn't Libby. That should say Lovey. That was a misprint. That was a mistype. Maureen's there. Well, Maureen nearly had an accident last night at the karaoke. I'll tell you about that in a moment. You can make a good croupier. Yeah, a good croupier. Yeah, I could do that at your dues. Because I'm not DJ. I don't know if I told you, Jason. I've given up the DJing now. I got fed up with that. I got really fed up with it. I don't like the modern music. So I gave that up. I just do the karaoke and the quiz nights now. But yeah, you could have that, you know, the cards on the table. Okay, place your bets, please. And then I could push them on and take off the money like that, couldn't I? And pour it into my pocket. Yes. I'm liking the sound of that. He don't work in Marks and Spencer, does he? Does he work in Marks and Spencer's? No. What one? What section? Can you get me cheap prices on the knickers? I need some new knickers. Mine are got holes in them now due to my potent air problem. Hello to Dominic. Get something off a shelf. Yeah, I suppose you could pull it forward, couldn't I? It's not like those grabbers, though. You know, the things with the grabbers. I've got one of those as well. Oh, yes. I go around my house picking up litter from disgusting people like the Ascot lot that just drop their stuff on the floor. They're disgusting, those Ascot people. They really are. Picking up worms. Well, I don't think I'd like a worm, Paul. I hope you're not referring to yourself there. That's not what I've heard from the other lads. Let's have a look. You will be holy with all them holes, I'm sure. Hello to Shane. Good evening, Shane. Welcome to the show, Shane. All right. Tony Power, you could do other things with that stick, you know, Chris. Like what? You could be whipped. I got the cane twice at school, you know. Twice. Once from Mr. McIntosh and once from Mr. Gaffney. Mr. Gaffney was much worse. He had this great big wobbly cane that he came out. You can't cane children, not anymore. Oh no, you mustn't hit them. You must sit them down and talk to them. Yeah, that's why they're all mugging people on mopeds, mate. You should have caned them when you had the chance, because you got no chance now. I got the cane twice. After that, they refused to give it to me because I enjoyed it so much the first couple of times I went back for more. Hello, excuse me, sir. Can I be bad and have the cane? No, you can't. Sit down. Gave me lines instead in the end. You could bring it to a bank and stick it over the bank counter to the till and nick some money. Yeah, I could do that in the bank. Mind you, one of the banks up the road, they don't have any staff now. It's all machines. The HSBC. You just go in there and type a few numbers. Good morning, sir. Good morning. And you walk past them and you type your numbers into a machine and a little flap opens and you put the money in, dear. It's wonderful. What do you mean money out? Money out? I've never taken money out of a bank in my life. I beg your pardon. It's not there for being taken out. It's put in. In only. In. That's how it is, yes. Let's have a look there. Good evening to Claire. Hello, Claire, who's on holiday in Whitstable. Good evening. Oh, excuse me. I've got hiccups. Good evening, Claire, who's in Whitstable. I think that's Whitstable. Is that Kent? Whitstable, I can't remember now. Sitting, looking out to sea from the holiday camp. Beautiful here. Hope your next caravan viewing in Lincolnshire goes well. Thank you, Claire. Yeah, I'm trying to buy a caravan at the moment, actually. I'm going up again this weekend. I've got one lined up, which looks like it's bigger than the first one I looked at. And this one's got central heating as well. Is that wonderful? It's all run by gas bottles. The gas bottles lost, well, as long as you have it on, really, I suppose. And I was talking to the bloke on the phone today. He actually has two caravans right? He works nights, similar to myself, and he's got one at this place, Chapel Hill. It's called Chapel Hill, Lincolnshire. There's Chapel something else. Be careful if you want to have a look. Chapel Hill, Lincolnshire. Now, what was the name of that holiday park? Can't remember now. Can't remember the name of it. So he's got one there, and he's also got one in Skegness, and he lives in them both. He spends 3 days down at that one and 5 days up at the other. I said to him on the phone, I said, but that's not a bad life at all, is it? You know, so he comes down, he does his few days of work down in Chapel Hill way, I suppose, really. And then for the weekend, he goes to his other one in Skegness. He's a bloke on his own, same as me. Judging from the pictures, he's got a couple of dogs, so I don't know. It might smell a bit in the caravan. Presumably, you can get rid of smells, though, and things like that. Well, not in this room, you can't. God, it stinks in this room at the moment. I don't know why. They've just redone something to the air conditioner. I had that serviced this week, and he sprayed some smelly stuff in there. It was all right for a while. It smells worse than it did before he started now. All Paul says, I could use this to put through next door's letterbox and steal their car keys. Oh, I wouldn't do something like that. Don't you worry about that. Your car will be safe. Now, listen, I'm going to take a risk tonight. You know I don't usually open the phone line anymore because, frankly, the people that call in are being a bit boring. There's not an awful lot to say. So I'm going to take a risk tonight and open them again. But if you become boring, I will cut you off. Okay? And to make sure that no one becomes too boring, I'm going to limit you to 5 minutes. So as soon as you start talking, the clock is ticking away. And be interesting if you're going to call, for God's sake. You've got to be in, a happy mood, a bit upbeat. Don't ring, oh, hello. Oh, I thought I'd just ring in and say hello. Don't be like that. Interesting. Millions of people all around the world are waiting to hear what you've got to say. So we'll open those phone lines a bit. I'd take a risk and open the phone lines a bit later. Okay. Paul says we never had the cane. We had a ruler. Or was that across the hand? No, we had a cane on the bum. Oh, it didn't half hurt. And in the showers, okay, in the swimming pool showers or PE showers, if you had these 2 like bruise marks on your arse, if you've been caned, and that was like a badge of honour. That was a badge of honour, and it was like a competition to see who could get the worst bruises. These days it's Hasbro's, isn't it? Today's badges of honour is who has chucked the most bags of acid in someone's face. Oh, it's awful today. It's so different now. It's so different. Neil works at Harpenden. It's a food hall. 20% discount, 40% off sometimes. You can order stuff online. I know Harpenden. Oh, now where is that? I know Harpenden. Marks and Spencer's food is really good. I've got to say. Marks and Spencer's food is the best. It really has got a really good name. Andy says you could kill flies with this. Oh, I doubt that very much. You'd have to have had a really good aim because it's only thin, this. I've got a death bat for that. Is it in here? I've got a death bat for killing wasps and things like that. Have you seen that? It's like a tennis racket, and you push a button and electricity flows in it. Well, I've always threatened my mate with this. Okay, my mate Ronny. And I've put it on near him. I say, come on then, start. And but I never would. I wouldn't do it. Well, what a bloody idiot. The other day he picks it up and he's going like this. He said, shall I? I said, well, it's up to you, mate. I wouldn't. And he's going like that. Right, nothing's out. He's got the button pushed and he's touching it. Now, the way this... I wish I had it up here. I thought I'd had it up here. Let me have a look around. No, it's not here. The way it seems to work, it's like a mesh. Okay, it's a mesh. And then there's another mesh there and another mesh there. So I know a little bit of that electricity. What you've got to do is complete the circuit. I get that, right? It's not just a case of touching the front. You've got to kind of touch the front and through to the next one. So he's going like, he's got this thing pushed. And he's going, he said, don't do anything. I said, oh, maybe it don't work. And then he's gone like that. And then he's pushed it a bit further. Well, this thing flew out of his arm. And he got a lovely electric shock. Good. I'm pleased that happened. Oh, dear, dear. Paul says, with this, you can get some money out of your deep pockets. I've told you before, Paul, I don't carry money around ever. I never have cash. If I've got cash, I rush to the nearest bank and put it in as quickly as possible. How do you think I can afford to buy a caravan, mate? Hello to Mary Wright. She does karaoke nights. Hello, you lovely lady. All right, Mary. He says that people walk their shopping home in trolleys instead of getting a cab and then dump them. Is that what they do? Oh, come on, Mary. I reckon you're nicking them all, aren't you? Mary's nicking trolleys. Keep an eye out for Mary Wright. She nicks supermarket trolleys so she can carry her DJ stuff from her car into the pub. Is that right, Mary? Oh, dear. Hello to Shane. Evening, Shane. Let me have a look. Sue. Sarah. We had the ruler too, usually across the palm of the back of the hand. Oh, would that hurt then? I suppose that... Oh, yeah, that would hurt, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, that would hurt. But, I mean, if you got the ruler across that part of the hand, surely then you'd have trouble writing. I mean, that wouldn't be any good for your schoolwork, would it, if you had, like, got a whack over there like that. Evening, Andrew Parker. Welcome to the show. Alex Kerr. Good evening, Alex. We had the leather belt at school in Scotland. Yes, I've heard that. I've heard up in Scotland the leather belt was a good method of punishment. Yes. Hello to Angela Walters in Melbourne, Australia, where we are a breakfast show. We are a breakfast show in Melbourne. Evening, Angela. You could conduct the church choir with my back scratcher. Excellent idea. Yes, let's try it now. Shall we? What hymn shall we do? Let's do Immaculate Mary. Immaculate Mary, our hearts are on fire. That title so wondrous fills all our desire. Ave, Ave, Ave Maria, Ave, Ave, Ave. I think that's excellent, except I'm not in this church choir. I sit at the front. Next to my friend Vivian, although I haven't been for 2 weeks. No, the week before, I can't remember what happened the week before, but this week, of course, and next week, last week and this week, I'm going up north to my sister's house, who looks after me. I was a bit concerned at Slimming World this week because I ate so much on a Sunday afternoon. I'll come to that in a moment, okay? Paul Dale, one teacher, Mr. Pashley, used to pinch the hair above your ears and walk you forward to the office. Yes, good. That's what we need, bringing back corporal punishment for children. Give them a whack across the knees when you catch them sniffing glue or something like that. Oh, dear. Hertfordshire, thank you, Hertfordshire. Let's have a look there. You're all talking to each other. Good. Good evening, Gary Redpath. I said hello to you already. Weren't you paying attention, dear? Dear me, let's have a look there. Right. Okay. So we'll open those phone lines in a moment. Not open yet, gang. All right, if you fancy having a call in, have a little bit of think about what you want to say, and then we'll open the phone lines in a second. Also, I want to talk to you about national anthems tonight. What's your favourite national anthem? Not yet. Excuse me, dear. Oh, my word. What's your favourite national anthem? I've got two that I'll come to in a moment, all right? So we had a karaoke last night. A minor disaster at the karaoke last night. Now, this has been happening over the last two karaokes, and what happens is that suddenly the music either speeds up or slows down. And this has been happening, okay, at the karaoke since there's been a big there's been a big Windows update. I'm sure some of you will know that. And since then, sometimes either the karaoke music or the music in between suddenly speeds up or slows down. And I've been not able to suss out what it was. Anyway, Monday, it kept doing it. So I had to sort of work it out. Not only that, the microphone kept whistling. And there was something else. What was the other thing? There was something else. I can't remember now. It doesn't matter. Anyway, there was another problem as well. So we struggled on through. And then it got to the point I said, look, we're going to have to take a break. And I've never had a breakdown before. A few nervous breakdowns, that's all. Not really had a breakdown of anything to mention before. Indeed, this too wasn't a breakdown, okay? The total length of time that we were down was about 2 minutes. Was certainly no more than 2 minutes. So I said, right, hang on a minute, everyone. I'm just going to have to stop here and try and sort this out. Now, because the computer playing the karaoke also plays out the music in between, suddenly we had no music at all. There was nothing, just me and a microphone. And you're trying to sort of multitask now, speak in a jolly fashion, right? While trying to do something technical and you're not quite sure what you're doing. And I remembered that I had this problem a few years ago. And what it is, right, going to be a bit technical now, so I won't go on too long about technical, but just for those of you that want to know, what it is, the computer I use, a laptop, runs a double sound card, okay? So you get two lots of outputs, a right and a left, and a right and a left. So like stereo, okay? Two lots of outputs. One lot of output is for the karaoke. The other output is for the music in between the songs. And I went into the sound card settings, and what had happened is that somehow the Windows update had changed one of the settings, and instead of them both being the same, one was running at 16-bit 48 hertz, I think, and the other was running at 24-bit 44 hertz. And I gather the two of them must be the same. I think the two of them have to be the same if you're doing something with it. So I simply made them the same, shut down the programs, reopened the programs, and everything burst into life, and it was all right again. So that was that. The problem with the whistling microphone was I kept having to turn it up. Some people have got incredibly quiet voices, good voices, but nevertheless quiet, and you have to keep turning the blooming mic up all the time. There was a button that wasn't pressed on the mixer, so someone since Friday would have pushed that button, and I hadn't noticed it had been pushed. So the sound was only coming out of one side. And we managed to sort it out in the end. As I say, the actual time in the karaoke night, which went for 8, 9, 10, of 3.5 hours, it was actually down for no more than 2 minutes. If you watch back at the video, if you ever want to watch the karaoke streams, then just go to my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Then if you go there, and you'll find that bit, and it's sort of within the first 45 minutes, an hour, I think. Well, it was only down for 2 minutes, and it was only down for 2 minutes. But let me tell you, when you're standing up there on a stage, there's, I don't know, 40 or 50 people in front. They're all watching, waiting for something to happen. It feels like a whole lifetime that you're standing there trying to sort out this problem. But we got going in the end, so there we are. A minor disaster at the karaoke. And we had the football on as well. But that was up. They played, I think, the first half of the football. I have no interest in football whatsoever. I really couldn't care less. I really couldn't. They had the first half downstairs, but that's finished at 7:45. We were due to start at 8. So then they transferred the football to the room upstairs, and there were a few people upstairs watching it on the telly and shouting back, which I gather England won, didn't they? And then at the end of the night, poor old Maureen, sorry, I take that, not the word old, poor Maureen, she was on the stage with Alan, and Alan is one of our regulars, nice chap he is, as indeed is our lovely Maureen, and I had to go behind them to get something, so I've gone to go behind them. Alan spotted me and taken a step back, right? To block my path. Well, I've given him a bit of a shove. Unfortunately, he then shoved Maureen, who nearly went flying off the front of the stage, didn't you, Maureen? So I'm sorry about that, Maureen. Did I give him a shove? Yes, I did. But it was his fault for stepping back. Weren't my fault. Not my fault, Mus. No, I can't take the blame for that. Can't take the blame for that. He tried to block my path. We're not having any of that, are we, Maureen? And I must say a public thank you to Maureen, she bought me an entire bag of fudge last night. As you know, I do Slimmer's World. I've got to tell you, fudge is one of the worst sweets you can have for calories. Did you know that? Linda, who is queen of all Slimming World, told us that fudge is absolutely one of the worst sweets for calories that you can possibly have. So I just had a few of them. I think I had about five little squares of fudge, and I hope you don't mind, Maureen. I shared the rest around to everyone else. But it was ever so nice of you to buy those sweets. Thanks ever so much, Maureen. Please don't do it every week. Now and again is all right. Do you know what I mean? It's all right now and again. So I was a bit worried about the Slimming World today. This morning I got up, went up the swimming pool. As I say, those awful Ascot people are up there, hanging around, waiting for their cabs and things like that. And then I cycled. I had a lovely cycle this morning down to Slimming World in Wokingham. So that's about a 25-minute cycle for me down to there. Beautiful day. Wasn't that sunny, but it was nice and warm, and I got in there. And I was really worried. Now, because I haven't been for 2 weeks, so I went, then off, and I'm back today, right? In the space of those 2 weeks, I've been on the Slimming World plan. Slimming World is not a diet, okay? It's a plan. You're given ideas and told what to eat and what not to eat and how to cook it and all that business. It's not a diet, all right? So you can come off it a little bit now and again. Nevertheless, over the last couple of weeks, I've been 2 days in Legoland with my gorgeous niece and her wonderful family and her husband. While I was there, we had three all-you-can-eat buffets, 2 of which consisted of a lot of pizza. And ice cream. Me and my niece's husband went back to the pizza place 3 times. We got 3 lots of pizza. About, I don't know, four slices each time. So it's 4, 8, 12. 12 slices of pizza. I suppose that's one large pizza, really, isn't it? So we had 1 large pizza each. Little bits of garlic bread and 4 ice creams. Well, we did that twice. And we also had an all-you-can-eat evening meal, which consisted of the most beautiful roast potatoes ever. They were so soft inside. This is the roast potatoes at the Brick restaurant in Legoland, and sort of part of one of the hotels there, which I highly recommend. The hotels in Disney, the Castle Hotel, it's wonderful, all themed like a wizard's room. The children loved this hotel room. Anyway, we had so much to eat there. We really did. Oh, it was lovely. So, and these roast potatoes, I tell you, it was like someone had got a load of mashed potato, formed it, and then done it like roast potatoes. They were so soft inside and delicious. So I had that. Then I had an afternoon tea with my friend Richard at the Grove. Then I had a TGI Fridays one afternoon. And then Sunday just gone, I was up at my, up at my sister's, and my nephew's wife, and my nephew, of course, Stacey and Gary, they did a barbecue, which, again, consisted of all sorts of things that we shouldn't really have, although my sister done this most gorgeous baked thing, which was, I think, broccoli and all vegetables, and she had some sort of cheese sauce over it. Oh, it was delicious. One of my sister's best ever creations, I have to say. And the top of it had all gone crusty and brown on top. Oh, it was delicious. But then there was bread and stuff and endless bags of crisps. And I had all that Sunday. So I've gone to Slimming World today with me towel between my legs. Not that I've got a towel. I just want to point out. I haven't, honestly. I haven't got a towel. There's no towel. Look, no towel. No towel. With my towel between my legs, a little bit worried. And I've gone in there and I've stood on the scales. I said, well, I'm not hopeful today. I haven't been for 3 weeks and I've been a bit naughty. So I've weighed myself. Gone down 1.5 pounds. Thanks very much. So I'm now 1.5 pounds below my target range. My target is 12 stone. I am now 12 stone 1.5 pounds. My target range goes up to 12 stone 3 pounds. So I'm well happy about that, mate. Down 1.5 pounds since the last weigh-in 3 weeks ago. Very happy. You see, but the point is, I keep to the plan most of the time. And this is what I keep explaining to people. And, plus, of course, the fudge, the 5 pieces of fudge that the lovely Maureen brought me in as well. So, it worked all right. it worked out all right. And now and again, you can come off the plan, and that's fine. So I was well happy with that. I've come back here, had my dinner, went to bed for a couple of hours, got up. Tonight I've got up and I went down to Morrison's earlier, putting my pound in the thing and rapidly collecting it back again at the end. So that was my evening, really. What else did I do tonight? Went and got a paintbrush as well. I had to get a little paintbrush, watered the garden out there. The garden is bone dry. I mean, I go around the edges and water the plants, but I don't usually water the lawn. But I've had it on the lawn a bit tonight. It's absolute. We have no rain here for weeks. Turning into the Sahara Desert out there. It really is. All right? So that's it. Right, let's open the phone line. Now that I've told you my story, and I'll read some of my messages. 1 minute, where's the phone number? There you go. The phone number, incidentally, is not the same number as you'll use to text in. You can see the text number up there, okay, if you want to text into the show at any time. If you can't send messages on a computer, then you can always text to a mobile phone. Text number 07551 259 675. That's the text number. Now, if you want to call in, there is the phone number on the right-hand side of the screen, okay? So if you want to call in, it's 020 8144 3477. Please have something to say. Don't ring and say, hello, I just wanted to say hello. What's the point? It's pointless. That is not entertaining. 020 8144 3477 is the phone number, okay? Text message from Callum. When are the phone lines opening? Now, Callum. You can call in now if you want to, okay? 020 8144 3477 is the phone number. Oh, my God, that was quick. Let's see who that is. Good morning. Good evening. Sorry, good evening. Who's calling into the Golden Shot?
My name's John.
Hello, John. Where are you?
I'm in Northampton.
Northampton?
Yeah.
And what's it like up there tonight? Is it warm?
It's
Huh?
It's quite.
This is the Vodafone voicemail
today.
service for
Oh.
0755.
Oh,
Well, that's
sorry, one
strange.
sec.
What's happening there?
Oh, sorry about
How did you get that? How did you get that up like that?
that. Easy.
That's very clever. Anyway, John, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. What are you called in about?
Oh, I'm thinking of getting a. Hang on.
Eh?
I'm thinking of getting a piss.
Nope, not getting that.
Okay, right. I'm thinking of getting a penis enlarged.
You done what? No, I don't know what he's talking about there. Can you hear me or not?
Yeah, yes.
Go on, what'd you say?
What do you think about penis enlargement?
Penis enlargement? What do I think about penis enlargement? Let me tell you, my friend, I wouldn't need that. So if you want to have a photo, just ask and I'll send you one, okay? You sound like someone who would need one.
Yeah, I need one.
Yep, so go and get yourself one and you'll be a lot happier with your life, all right?
Yeah, I think I need one.
Good. Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Dear, please don't ring in with your small problems like that, boys and girls. JC wants to know, is this recorded? I don't know. I mean, have a look at the time. Is that the right time, JC? If it's the right time, then you know it's not recorded, okay? Let's have a look. Andrew missed the karaoke night on YouTube, didn't send me a message. Oh, really? Sorry about that. Paul had a ruler on his knuckles when he was at school. Nasty. Quiet singers, they won't be singing Tears for Fears shout, will they? Paul's going on about the football. We're really not interested in the football. Okay, let's back to some of your message. 1 moment, please. Oh, there's been quite a few. Someone calling in there. Let's have a look there. Right, let's take that. Number one. Good evening. Who's that, please?
It's Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. All right?
Yeah, not too bad, Chris. How are you?
Is that now? Perhaps I didn't say. I thought I'd saved your number on here before. Or is this another one?
No, it's not the same mobile number, lovey.
Okay, let me say. I'll save. I don't think I can save it while you're there. All right, Ash, how are you? What's new?
Not a lot. Just working hard. Right. I need some advice.
Yes.
Right. So, as you can see, you know, the work I do at Central Station, i.e. the drag stuff.
Well,
So,
it's
yes.
hardly work yet, is it, really? It's hobby at the moment, dear.
Well, yeah, hobby at the moment, but
Now, keep
potential hope.
speaking directly into the phone. We're losing you, dear.
Oh, so can you hear me now, love?
Yeah, but you just put the phone down in front of you and talk straight at it or something. Have you got a large phone? Is it like an iPhone 8 Plus or something like that, is it?
It's the iPhone X, love.
Yeah, that's why. Make sure you don't move it around all the time, otherwise we lose you.
Right, okay. So the situation goes like this, right? So I put a photo on my Facebook yesterday morning, right? And I've had a few good comments, etc., etc. Most of them really, really good, actually, all from friends.
A
and
photo
whatever.
of what?
Of me in drag from Sunday night.
Okay.
And got to work yesterday morning, right? Got into the office to collect my worksheet and everything. And like my brother came up to me and said, "Oh, I saw your live feed. I've done a Facebook Live."
Mate, what are you doing with that phone? You keep fading in and out.
Can you? I don't. I'm talking normally, love.
You keep moving your head, don't you?
Do I?
Yeah, you're moving your head away from the microphone. It's the same as me doing that. If I start doing that all the time, you'll lose me, you see? That's what you're doing. I know that's what you're doing.
Right, okay. Right, I'm standing
We have you perfectly
still.
now. Carry on.
Right, so I went into the office yesterday morning, clicked my worksheet, etc., for the day. Brother's come up to me and said, "Oh, just to let
Ashley,
you know,
I'm sorry,
Ash,
mate. I'm going to have to ask you one more time. I can't hear you properly. You keep fading in and out there. Try
Right,
it one more time, otherwise I'll have to let you go.
All right, well, we'll try one more, and then I'll try again when I've got full signal, but I'll try again in a second if not. So, anyway, so he goes, "I saw you on Facebook Live. I saw the photo. Blah blah blah. The family's seen it. They're not overly happy."
Right.
Right. So
What, the
they
photograph of you in drag, is it?
said, yeah.
Okay.
And the live video feed I done when I was at Central after the with Electric Blue.
Right.
He goes, "You need to basically take it down because like me and Dad aren't overly happy about it." So I put a status today on Facebook stating, obviously going to do keep my old Facebook as normal, but doing a drag Facebook.
All right.
I don't know. A few people have been commenting saying, why should you change for what certain people want you to change for, i.e., why should you listen to your family, etc., etc. I think basically, but the moral story goes like this. My personal opinion, but maybe I need second advice. In my mind, I think I'm doing the right thing by taking the photo down and then doing another Facebook profile for my drag stuff. Am I right or wrong?
That's up to you.
I mean, if you...
There are some people, my guess is about 50%. There will be 50% of people that would say to you, why should you take down what is a part of you? You know, if people don't like it, so what? None of their business, okay? But there will be another 50% of people that say, well, yes, you do what you do, but why upset the family? Why
Exactly.
not try and fit in? About 5 years ago, I had a kiss with someone in a club somewhere, and that person put the photo on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And my sister was straight on the phone. She said, "Chris, we know you're gay, but we don't want to see that sort of thing on there." So I took it off. Right? Was that right or wrong? 50% of me says one way, 50% the other way. But I'm one of those people that would rather fit in, if you see what I mean. Apart from while I'm doing this show, you know, I am doing a show. Yeah? When I'm not doing a show, I just want to fit in quietly with everyone else. I don't want to really rock a boat somewhere. So I personally took it down, which it sounds like you've done. Now, other people believe that you are what you are, and if some people don't like it, so be it. So there's two different ways of thinking. You have to decide which way you want to be. There's not really a centre ground here, I'm afraid. You're gonna not upset, but whichever way you go, the other half won't necessarily agree with you. They may well not dislike you. They won't dislike you, but they may not agree with what you did. So whichever way you go, you know, whoever you've told this to will disagree with what you've done. Me personally, I chose to take the photo off to keep the peace.
And that's what I've done, because ultimately family's flesh and blood. So in my mind, I think I've done the right thing, but I'm not naming who's commented. You can have a look on my Facebook afterwards, love, after the show. But do you know what? I've done the right thing in my mind, and the person that's commented that, you know very well, I know very well. I see it every weekend. You see it every weekend. And do you know what? I've kept the peace both ways, but if that person's going to be like that, then so be it, if you know what I mean.
Well, there we are. You have to decide what's right for you.
Exactly. So I think in my mind I've done the right decision.
From my point of view, whichever route you chose would be fine.
Yeah.
If you decided to put up there, in your face, this is me, in your face, take it or leave it, that's fine. If you was to take it down and say, you know, not necessarily, I don't think you should apologise that it was up there in the first place, but if you took it down to sort of perhaps to fit in with everyone else, then that would be fine as well.
That's
it's
what
up
I'm
to
thinking,
you.
yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
There is I don't think there is a right and wrong there, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people might be listening to this and they don't agree so much, so we'll see if anyone comes back with something like that. All right?
Yeah, exactly, love, exactly. But, you know, as I say, at the end of the day, you know, when my brother said that, a few people said that. My nan's carers found out about it, and do you know what? They mean more to me than the people, even though I know the people that wrote the comments, and yes, I love them dearly, but family to me mean more. So in my mind, I think I've done the right thing.
Then perhaps in this case, you should try and fit in rather than do that. Yeah. Oh, it's set up your other page, and if that's what you want to do, set up another page. If that's what you want to do, you know.
That's what I'm.
But it's very much down to you. I don't think there's anyone really that can give you their advice on that. I try and stay around the middle. You know, I give you both options there. Up to you.
Yeah,
what you
exactly.
Do. For myself personally, I rather fit in. But other people, you know, no, this is me. Bang, that's it.
Yeah, exactly, love.
Oh,
exactly.
My phone's just fallen off the. How's that happen? Just a minute now. There we are. Bits of falling off the desk here. All right then.
Are they? Just to let you know, one other thing, just to remind you, I won't be down this weekend.
That's away. Not really of interest to anyone else listening, the fact that you're not coming in the pub this weekend, mate.
So
have a nice evening. Thanks for calling.
Right, take care, love.
Bye-bye now. Bye. There we are, Ashley calling in there. Let's just add that to the system. Just a reminder, gang, if there's someone on the phone, you can't call in. There's only like one line, I'm afraid. All right? 1 second. There you are, added to the system. There we go. Let's take that one. Good evening. Who's that, please?
Hello, it's Mohammed from Lincolnshire.
Who's that?
Mohammed from Lincolnshire.
Mohammed from Lincolnshire?
Yeah.
Yes?
Basically, I just want your kind of view on transgenders, because we have one on our street and we really don't like it, you know, especially around young kids.
Really? I think probably you do like transgenders, to be honest.
No.
You sound like the
Just
person who would go with a transgender. You also sound like the person from British Telecom who keeps ringing me up telling me that there's a virus in my computer. Is it you? Because I could have help with that.
Well, you need more than help, so
Yeah,
you're
I
a
think
bit
you're probably
mentally
right. I need
fucked.
an awful lot of help, possibly not from you, though. Good evening to Angela Waters. How are you, Angela?
Good morning. Oh, what's yours? Evening.
Crossing the world to Melbourne, Australia.
How are you, Chris?
I'm
How
very
is
well,
everybody?
Angie. Very well indeed, Angie.
That's good. Hey, I've got some news. Now, tell me, is Milford Theatre, Edmonton, make any click to the brain? Do you know that place?
No, that would be North London, but I must admit I don't know it.
Okay, well, if people Google on there, go in and have a look. A friend of mine is actually performing there. I think it's the 21st, might be, I'm not too sure, tomorrow or the next day.
Oh, right, yes.
He's performing there. His name is Ronny Vincent.
Right.
And he sings Cat Stevens music and is absolutely brilliant.
Broken like the first morning. Yes.
No, he can sing.
Yeah. I beg your pardon. I hope you're not insinuating that I can't sing. How rude!
You can sing, my sweet man. Now he looks like Cat Stevens. If you Google him, I don't know whether you can Google him now while you're talking to me, but you look
What's
at him.
What's his name? Robbie Vincent.
Yeah, Ronny Vincent.
Ronnie.
But if you go
Ronnie?
onto the Edmonton website, the Millfield
There we
Theatre.
are. Ronny Vincent sings Cat Stevens in Upper Edmonton. It must be a small theatre. I've never heard of the theatre, to be honest.
No, but he's fantastic.
Right.
Yeah, he looks exactly like him, sings exactly like him, but he's the only Australian performer that has been given the go-ahead by Yusuf himself to perform his music in Australia and in the world.
Yeah.
So he started off over in Europe, the UK, to further his career because he's done all of Australia and now he's starting to do London and he's going to travel all over Europe.
Right.
But you've got to go and see him if you can. It's not expensive. I think it's £53.
£53, dear. I can't afford £53. I'm trying to buy a caravan here, dear. 53 quid?
No,
God's sake.
No. 53 Australian dollars, so it's about £23.
Oh, £23. Or to go and see someone walking around on a stage, dear? We're not made of money.
But he's fantastic.
It's all right for you, Angela, sitting there rolling around in all your banknotes, dear. We're very poor here in the UK, very poor. We got a divorce bill to pay soon to Germany.
If you do go and see him and you get to speak to him, tell him Angie from Melbourne, you heard it on UK Talk
United
Radio.
Kingdom Talk, oh yes.
Yeah, so, but no, absolutely brilliant. We had him come to a party. A friend of mine had a party and he performed at the party and there was a couple of producers at that party, that music, and they said, right, we want you in here, and he just hit it off in Australia. But no, very, very good. So what's the weather like over there?
It's beautiful at the moment. It's a lovely. We're having a good summer. I don't know if when is summer. It says summer begins on the 21st of June, but actually it was like it started, I would say, 3 weeks ago. We're having some wonderful weather. It's been like the old summers of the 1970s, to be honest. It's been lovely and warm.
What's your highest temperature there lately?
Well, the nights are warm, about, I suppose, about 80. I think we've had about 75, 80.
Hang on, what's that in Celsius?
25-ish, 25, 28.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is
we've
that
had
hot
that.
For you?
Oh, yes. I know how hot
really?
I know how hot it gets in Australia. Believe me, I've been there. Oh, it's too much.
You haven't been here when it's cold. We had our coldest day in Melbourne yesterday.
And what was that then?
I think it was like 2 degrees in the morning.
Have you never had a 2 degrees?
No.
We get minus here. We get minus in the winter, you know.
Oh, we get a minus up on the hills, the snowfields. But, oh, no, it's just horrible. Last weekend we had rain.
Right.
And my windows, it was pouring that much, my windows were leaking.
Oh, blimey, really?
I know. And I just got that big door window put in, so I've got the company coming out to fix it.
I remember.
It was pouring.
I know why your window... Have you got wooden windows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know why your windows were leaking. I went to a church. It was my cousin's wedding many years ago in Canberra. And it was in the middle of the summer. And it rained. And this rain was coming through the roof because it had been so hot and so dry for so long that the wood had shrunk. And, of course, there were all gaps in the roof and this rain was coming into the church.
Oh, no.
So that's why.
Why would people live in Canberra?
Oh, yeah, you're not the only one to say that. Apparently, it's the arsehole of the whole of Australia. Is that right?
I was going to say that, but I was going to say the a-hole. But if
you can know it's we're all right at night time. We're not restricted by Ofcom here. I mean, some of these words that you say, like I just said, the arsehole of us. I always think it's the way you say it. Like I said to you, you want to see the lot at Ascot all pissed out their heads. Now, I don't consider that swearing. But if I was saying to you, look, please don't call again, just pee off, then that is swearing. Yeah. It's the way you say it, don't you think?
Yeah. If anyone gets up my nose and annoys me, I just look at them and I go, dillygaff.
Oh, you've used that word before, I think, dillygaff.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah, you've got that Facebook group, haven't you?
Dillygaff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dillygaff.
I won't say the word, but do I look like I give a...
Ray Reynolds has just messaged in. We could get to 30 degrees on Tuesday or Wednesday. So tomorrow... hang on, it is Tuesday. So you mean tomorrow. We could get to 30 degrees on Wednesday, Ray Reynolds is saying at the moment.
Oh, my God, really? You're going to have a whole heap of red people walking around.
Oh, no.
You English people burn.
No, not me. Not me. I go really nicely golden brown. In fact, I'm one of the first people to go brown. When the sun comes out for like 3 minutes usually in March, and then bang, I've gone brown straight away. I'm very, very lucky with my colour. Good evening to Duke Christopher. I do have some white marks on my body, Duke. If you want to see those, just let me know, lovey. Thank you.
Oh, no, please don't.
It's Ray saying it's next week. Next week that's going to happen, apparently. Next week.
What?
We're going to have 30 degrees next week.
Oh, I thought you were going to show him white bits on your body.
No, well, I can do that as well if you want, but we'll have to wait till after midnight for that sort of programme, I'm afraid. Unless, of course, you want me to open a new channel, $1.50 a minute.
Take it off air.
Oh, you are awful tonight, Angela.
Oh, you're funny.
Well, nice to talk to you, darling.
No.
You look after yourself.
Now, before I leave.
Yes?
Before I leave, I've got a joke for you.
Oh, I don't do jokes. I won't laugh. I'm warning you.
No. I just wanted to know whether you know what's really gorgeous, right?
Yes.
And hangs up.
Me. I get it. Well done. She's gone. I get it. Well done, Angela. Thank you very much for that. All right, Chris. Oh, look at him standing there looking so cute. Why haven't you got a boyfriend? I don't understand why you don't got a boyfriend. Alan says Barry Manilow is crooked. Is he? Sorry. Again, he's always crooked, Barry. I don't know why that is. There we are. Hang on. It seems to move. There we are. I hope you like the new backdrop, incidentally, those of you that haven't seen this yet. Hello to Craig Hards. Good evening, Craig. Welcome to the show. Dominique says, I like it better when you don't open the phone lines. You're not the only one to say that, Dominique. You're not the only one. It's very rare. I generally don't open them at all during the daytime shows. I've just got so much to say, and it kind of doesn't work during the day. I don't mind the nighttime shows. I think we've been all right for calls tonight. Now, even the bloke ringing about his what was he ringing about? His penis extension and trans. It was the same person. You may have recognised the voice. I certainly did. It was the same person, and that was okay. That was okay. What I can't stand is boring phone calls. People who are really boring when they call in, and we've had a few of those in the past, I'm telling you. and you think, oh, and you can't get rid of them either. You know, you try to get rid of them as nicely as possible. In the end, you just have to cut them off. Alan says, can I swear, please? Not if you're on duty, Alan. You know that. You know that. Hello to Diana Shelley. Hello, Diana. Did you buy the caravan? No. Going up to see another one this weekend, which is larger, actually. It's a larger caravan, and this one's got central heating on it. The ground rent to this particular park is a bit more than the last. It's actually almost double, but it's still it's perfectly acceptable amount to pay over the year. When you buy a caravan, you have to pay a ground rent per year. In this particular place, it's £2,500. That's over the year. That's actually not bad at all. You know, you could spend that on a holiday, £2,500. But this particular caravan is all right. Yep. Of course, I will be inviting around. I'm just taking lists of names. Duke, Chris, I think you'll be the first one invited to my caravan, Chris. All right. Good evening to Ryan, who says, what do you do? I talk. That's what I do, Ryan. I talk. If you mean for my job, I do karaoke nights and a quiz night at the moment. Now, tomorrow night's quiz, if you're coming along to the quiz tomorrow, which is at the King's Head Theatre Pub, I'm desperately trying to find the... There it is. There we go. I'm hosting a quiz tomorrow. Now, tomorrow night's quiz is the noughties, okay? Most of the questions and the music round will be something to do with the years 2000 to 2010, except for the first round, which is, as always, current affairs. So, if you know anything about the noughties, then come along to the quiz night tomorrow. It's completely free to join in the quiz, all right? The prize is a £30 bar tab, and the second prize is a bottle of wine. So tomorrow's night's theme is the noughties. Wednesday night quiz. Wednesday night at the King's Head Theatre Bar, 115 Upper Street, Islington. It's a nice little night. Ray Reynolds often comes. I don't know if Ray's coming tomorrow night or not, actually. Not sure if you're coming tomorrow. All right, Ray. Let's have a look there. I know I've missed out some of your messages. It was a bit difficult to go back there. Dominique was 35 yesterday in Ontario. That's not old, Dominique. Come on, darling. 35 is not old. 50 is the new 30. I keep telling Duke Chris that, but he doesn't believe me for some reason. Ryan is in Preston. Preston. Preston is... I'm not sure. I can't remember where Preston is. Tell me where Preston is, Ryan. Okay? I'm in Bracknell in Berkshire. I'm down south, Bracknell in Berkshire. All right? Okay, doke. Anyone else want to call in nice and quickly? 020-8144 3477. 020-8144 3477 is our phone in number. Now, I was going to do national anthems tonight. I think I'm going to leave that now because we've been chatting now for an hour. It's like 11:15 now. You'll soon get bored with me. Let's see. Are you bored with me yet? Oh, should we do the Lancashire? Thank you, Lancashire. That's where you are, Ryan. I remember now. I know. I got to tell you, in this morning's or today's Daily Mirror, okay, there's this story here. Now, I've tweeted it. I've actually tweeted the story. My tweet thing is Chris Reardon UK. That's my tweet, all right? Let's just take another call. Hello to Russ. Good evening to Russ.
Hello, Chris. How are you, my friend?
All right. It's been a while. Hello, Russ. What can I do for you, sir? I
thought I'd just call up, say hello, and say I heard you mention about the national anthems.
Yes. Actually, I'll do that instead. I'll do the national anthems instead. Yeah. Have you got a favourite?
I like the English national anthem. I also like the Argentine national anthem as well.
I haven't heard the Argentine one. Can I just bring that up and see if I can find that? Let's have a little listen to that. Argentinian. Is it Argentine?
Argentina's national anthem from the... Because I listened to it because I've heard it this weekend, actually, because they've been in
Argentina national anthem. Let's just have a quick listen to that and see what we can find, all right? National Anthem of Argentina. Let's have a listen to this. I don't know this one at all. Here we go. Coming up now, instrumental version. No words. Is that it?
Yes, it is, Chris. Yes, that's the one.
Oh no. No, I'm sorry. I can't share my love for that with you, I'm afraid. That's awful.
I like him, Chris.
That is so dreary and awful. It really is.
But each to their own, Chris. Each to their own.
Yeah, I suppose so. You're absolutely
each to
right.
their own there.
You're absolutely right. Always, with all things, each to their own.
It is just like I like my football. I know you don't like it that much, but each to their own, like I said. And I always, even if I miss your shows in the morning or these nighttime ones, which you do, when I go up the following morning or later on the day, I always listen back to your entire show.
Oh, you watch the recordings afterwards, do you? Okay.
Yeah, if I miss it when they're live, I always listen back to them. They always watch your karaoke's like
It's
you do
all
on
it's all
Facebook
very
as well.
it's all very light-hearted, as you know, Russ.
It is. I've been around for quite a bit listening to your shows now. We see you on Facebook and on the YouTube and everything, and I really like your shows.
You're very kind to say so, Russ. Very kind indeed. Yeah. Now, whereabouts are you again, Russ?
I'm in Yorkshire.
Whereabouts?
Rotherham, not far from...
Oh, Rotherham. Yeah,
yes.
Because you know I was in Whitley a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago now, Whitley, on that steam railway there. Blooming marvellous. Just wonderful in Emmerdale country.
Yeah, I've not been to that railway thing like you have, Chris, but I really enjoy your shows, and I always like the people who come to your karaoke nights as well. We've got some good singers there, and hopefully whoever goes to your quiz night tomorrow has a very good time.
Thank you very much, Russ. You have a good evening and enjoy the rest of the show, all right?
Yeah, cheers, Chris. Take care.
Cheerio, Russ. Bye-bye now. Russ calling in there. That was nice. What a nice phone call that was. Now, talking of national anthems, if anyone else mentioning national anthems, what's your favourite national anthem? Have you got one? I'm going to play you both mine, or little bits of mine. I love the Russian national anthem. I think it's very beautifully sung. I've found a version of it here sung by a children's choir. Have a little listen to this. It's beautiful, beautiful. Isn't this lovely? If you could see it, I mean, it's wonderful. All these children singing. So that's the Russian national anthem. That's one of my personal favourites. Also, the Israel one. I quite like the Israeli one. Let me just get that up for you. And you tell me what ones you like, and we'll play a few of those out tonight. Now, where is that? Here we go. Here's a nice version of the Israeli national anthem. 1 minute now. Where are we? Here we go. Here we go. What do you think? Listen. Do you like this one? Let's move it on to a little bit further. Isn't it lovely? There's the Israeli one. If you want to look some of these up later after we finish the show, please feel free to do so. There's some beautiful national anthems. Don't forget, we're not talking about politics or anything else, just music, all right? We're talking about the music here, not the politics, not what people believe or any of that, just the music. That's all we're talking about at the moment. Let's have a look. Ryan loves the French national anthem, of course. No, French national anthem. French. Let's try that one a minute. French national anthem. Oh, where's that gone now? Oh, damn, I've lost the blooming page now. Ryan says, I'm getting Eurovision 2018 flashbacks. Well, they won, didn't they, with that ghastly song, dear? I mean, their national anthem is far, far better than that song they won with. French, I can't remember it. French national anthem. There we are. Let's give this one. Le Marseille. Is it Le Marseille? Here we go. Oh, yes. Da 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 da. Isn't it that one? That don't sound right to me. Is that right? Hang on, let me try another one. French national anthem. There we are. Let's try this one. Here we go. Well, come on, get on with it, for God's sake. Get on with it. Oh, here we go. That's it. Da-da. Yes, I know the French one. We know that one. Paul says the Italian one. Okay. Italian national anthem. Let's have a listen to yours, Paul. National anthem of Italia. Ciao bella to you all. Oh. It's not very spectacular, is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah. That's all right, that one, isn't it? Ryan says the Russian national anthem is great. It's just perfect in symphony. Oh, it is. And it is. And funnily enough, with the Russian one, it sounds like it's all one song rather than split up into several verses. I love it. In fact, I would probably say that is my favourite national anthem, the Russian one, followed by the Israeli one. Neil says Italy for me. He likes the Italian one. Sarah likes the US. The German one's very good as well. German national anthem. Let's find that. Now, we used to use, I think, the tune is used for other things. Certainly, there is something in the Catholic Church called the Tantum Ego. It's a Latin thing, a Latin prayer made into a hymn, and they use this as one of the tunes they play. It's a lovely tune. It's German one, very good. We need cymbals. Cymbals, please. Oh, that's it. Oh, it's been cut off. Someone's calling in. Hello to Glenda in Pennsylvania. Good evening, Glenda.
Yes. Hi, Mr. England. How are you?
Hello, my darling. It's been ages since we've spoken it.
I know. I wanted to tell you, my husband opened up the knife drawer, and guess what he found?
In your knife drawer?
Yes.
Oh, he's not going to chop you into small pieces and hide you all over the house, is he?
No, he would never do that.
Oh, thank God for that.
He needs me too much.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to have to send the cops round then.
No, it's fine. I found little mouse droppings.
Mouse droppings?
Yes, and it's so gross, too. So now I have to clean all of my knives and all of my cooking, like my pots and pans and stuff, because they were underneath in my other drawer in my kitchen as well. So he said, don't set a regular mouse trap. We have to use a live trap. So we are putting a live trap in our bottom drawer in the kitchen and seeing if we can catch it. And then we're going to take it to my mom's house out where she lives and release it.
Is it usual to find only one, or would you kind of find several, do you think?
No, I think it might even be a chipmunk, actually, because I feed the chipmunks at my house.
Chipmunk?
Like, we feed the squirrels and the chipmunks and things, and sometimes they'll burrow little holes next to my basement. So I'm thinking that maybe one's coming down into my house, like into the basement, and then coming up through into the kitchen.
I hear the word chipmunk, and I'm just overloaded with cuteness. Cuteness.
Oh my God, they're so cute. They're the cutest and the softest things ever. I love them so much. We actually have a couple here at my house, and there's squirrels out in my backyard right now eating.
Can you stroke them? Do they sit on you or?
Yeah, I could pet them. Yeah. I had a couple actually that we were able to hand feed.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So how are things with you?
Well, I hope you find where your little problem's coming from. I don't know how they got into your cupboard though. How would they get into that? Into the drawer?
Oh, because he can crawl like underneath. They go into the bottom of my cupboard, and then they can crawl up into the other drawer because there's a cupboard, but then there's a drawer that's above the cupboard, and he can crawl up into that. So it's fine. We'll catch it. It's just a pain because I have to clean everything that was in the drawers.
Yeah. You make sure you wash all that up properly. Have you got a dishwasher or do you do it all by hand?
Oh, no. I would never do all my dishes by hand. We have a dishwasher.
I've got one as well.
Like, no, I have, like, I'm a very clean person. So, yeah, we have a dishwasher.
Right. I don't know how long you've been with us on the show today, but I'm going to be buying a caravan up north at some point to be nearer to my sister and her children's children. And I don't think there'll be a dishwasher in there. I'm going to have to do it by hand, Glenda.
You need to find yourself a boyfriend so they can do it for you.
I'm afraid there's no one in this life for me, Glenda. There is no one in this life for me.
Come here to the United States because I know a lot of gay men, and I'm serious. You could find somebody real easy over here.
Well, I hope they won't be too old. I can't be doing with anyone my own age, Glenda.
No, they would be. I mean, you could find whoever that you wanted.
Sort of between 30 and 40 would be good.
Mhm.
I mean, I might even
I'm sure
stretch.
We can fix you right up.
I might even stretch to about 42. I don't know.
Aw. My mom would take you. My mom thinks you're really good looking. Yeah, she really likes you.
Oh, Glenda, what is she like? Well, tell her I said hello.
My mom is a very attractive woman. She's in her early 60s, but she looks like she's about 50.
Well, it's like me. I mean, I often when I go into bars, they ask me for ID because I just don't look my age, Glenda.
I don't think you look your age. You don't look like you're 54, right?
55.
55? Yeah, you don't look like you're that old.
Thank you, Glenda.
And 55 isn't old anyway.
Oh, it's not? No, not anymore. What is old? 80. 85. No, 85. 85 is old, I think, don't you?
Actually, there's an elderly couple at my church. They're called Betty and Bob, and they're the cutest couple, and they're 91 and 93.
Wow.
And they get around really well. They still drive. They're very active. Yeah.
Tell me about your church. Is it like is it a brick building or a wooden structure, or what is it like?
It's a wooden structure. Actually, that was the church that I used to go to, and it's a smaller church. It's a Baptist church.
Right.
But then I started going to another church that actually we don't have like a set actual building, like a real church. We're actually in a mall at the present time.
Okay.
And we're just like running out of space there, but they're planning on building a actual church. And they have the ground. They just haven't built it yet. But there's a lot of people that go to that church.
I am imagining the church that you went to, the wooden structure one, just like the wooden chapels that you see in American movies, perhaps made in the 60s and 70s. It's not like that at all, no?
No. I mean, it looks like. I mean, you can tell it's a church when you go there, but it's not an old building.
Right.
No. I mean, and to be quite honest, here in the United States, they get rid of a lot of the old structures. They don't really protect old buildings like they should here.
Right, okay.
Our motto here in the U.S. is just if it's old, just tear it down and we'll build something else. They cut all the trees down. they don't. I mean, here in the United States, I personally don't think that they care about the environment very much.
Right.
It's just like, and especially with our president in there now,
Oh,
I
no,
don't
it's
think that
not
he really cares about the environment much either.
Well, he reopened these coal plants, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, really.
But,
It was funnily
mean,
talking on the environment and that sort of thing. I was watching on the news just before I came upstairs to chat to you today. There's Norway is big on electric transport. And they've got now, they've developed a small, it is very small at the moment, but, you know, you can make things bigger eventually. They've got a small electric plane, can you believe?
maybe you can fly over here on that.
Oh, I don't think it'd go that far. They haven't got that far. But they've certainly got a small electric plane that you can sit in and fly, and electric large boats. I mean, we've got electric boats we've had for a while, but a larger electric boat, and they reckon all their transport, they want all their transport electric by, was it 2025 or something like that? Something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
that's the way to go.
I don't think the United States really. I don't know. I mean, I love my country. I mean, I love living here.
Yeah.
But as far as the environment, they're just not where we should be.
No.
I think that we should be setting the example for all of the other countries to follow.
Yeah.
And I think here in the United States, everybody should be mandated to recycle everything.
Yeah.
Like, not just, recycle if you want to recycle. It should be per borough or township or whatever you live in. It should be mandated that you recycle. Do you guys have to recycle?
That's right. Yes,
where you
yes,
live?
yes. That started quite a few years ago. We've got certain bins for some things and bins. Do you know what you call them? Bins, yeah. Refuse.
You mean like garbage cans?
Garbage
yeah, we
cans.
call them
Okay.
Garbage cans.
So we've got 3 garbage cans now.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's not across the country. It's different everywhere. Some states have different rules to others. It's a bit complicated here, really. But here, where I am, I have 3 garbage cans. 1 for household rubbish that can't be recycled. 1 for... and everything goes in tins and cardboard and paper and plastic things go in this other one. And then another one for garden materials. So I have 3.
Yeah.
There are
Which you have to pay. What was it? You were saying 50 quid a month or 50 quid a year to get rid of your yard clippings?
For
Isn't
the
that what you
garden,
said?
for the garden one, we have to pay separately for that £50 a year, which is about $75-80 a year for that, just for the garden one. The other one is included with your tax.
And what about batteries? How do you guys recycle batteries?
Yeah,
over
we're
there?
supposed to recycle batteries. We're supposed to, once they're run out of power, we can take them to various shops and they have a little box and you just drop them in the box there. But although you're supposed to do that, you're not really forced to do it. So you could hide them at the bottom of you could just chuck them out with the rubbish if you wanted to. I don't.
No, you don't do that, do you?
No, I would feel bad doing that. I would
good.
actually.
I'm glad that you don't.
Oh, no. No, I'm a big fan of recycling and environment. You know, I've got the solar panels on the roof. I've got electric solar panels. I've got the PV solar panels. They're the ones that make electricity. And I've got the hot water solar panel as well, which makes the hot water. Now, that actually stopped working for a while. And I don't know if you heard, but a couple of weeks ago, I had 2 men came out.
Yeah, I did. I follow all of your shows.
Well, and they fixed it all, and it works brilliantly now. I'm not using any gas at all. No heating now, of course, and I'm no longer using the gas for the hot water either. It's all done, and it's amazing, really. You know, you might get up in the morning and the water's cold. As long as the sun comes out for a little while, and then in the afternoon you turn the tap on, and there's hot water, and you haven't used the gas. Isn't that fantastic? I just think it's amazing how they get all this stuff to work. Neil has just written in who says most supermarkets take old batteries. Yes, that's indeed what happens here, Neil. Angela says, can you burn your garden waste? You'd have trouble burning grass clippings, I think, because they're still green, aren't they? You know, if something's still green, you'd have trouble burning it, wouldn't you? Don't you think? What have you got?
Here in my town, we can burn. We can burn paper, and I mean, you can burn pretty much whatever you want. I mean, not gasoline or anything like that, although some people probably do. But yeah. It's not that good as far as environmental protection here.
Gosh. Well, you've got a bit of catching up to do. I gather China are coming quite a long way now with the solar electric and the wind generated, because they were at the worst ones at one point. But I gather that they've made great strides into renewable electricity, gas, and the solar and the wind generated stuff. I don't know if you'd heard that there.
No, I don't really follow about what China does. I know my nephew's going over there to study abroad in China for a year.
Oh,
so that should be interesting. Yeah.
He'd be able to tell you
all
about it.
I hope he's okay when he's over there.
I mean, I don't know how you'd learn that language, because it's not like
He's been studying it for years.
Has he really? Can he talk Chinese or Mandarin? What is it, Mandarin?
Yes, he can speak. I guess I believe it's Chinese. He can speak it. Yeah. Yeah, so he's excited to go. He leaves in August to go over
brilliant,
there for
isn't
a year.
Because it's not like it's not like, say, American, English, French, German. It's not like, it's all sounds and woo, 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 like that a bit, isn't it? It's completely different.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I've been to other countries, France, Germany, and, you know, sometimes you might be looking at a bus timetable and you can kind of work it out. You know, but when you go to a country that uses the little pictures, like China, Israel's another one. You know, I was in Israel, I was in Tel Aviv a few years ago, and I decided that I was going to go and try, instead of getting a cab, I was going to go and try and get to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv by bus. And I went to this bus station, and I took one look at the timetable, and you just could not work out what any of it said, because it was all in the little pictograms or whatever they're called, hieroglyphics or whatever, because they don't use like letters. You know, like we've got letters.
Not to change the subject, I'm sorry, but
yeah,
I wanted to ask you a question about, I know that you said that your house is haunted.
Yeah.
But do you believe in UFOs?
Yes.
You do?
Absolutely.
Yeah. My husband does too.
I think it's absolutely preposterous to think that we are the only living beings anywhere. I think that's outrageous to actually believe that. There must be other living things, perhaps not the same as us. There has to be other living things out there on other planets, either highly more intelligent than us, or not as intelligent as us, or maybe at the same level, out there somewhere. We just have we found them yet? I don't know.
I think some of them are here walking among us and we don't even know it.
Now, I don't think we have found them yet, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, I do.
Right? I tell you why. I don't think we've found them yet. If the government had found them, a government or a world authority, if that world authority, there are so many amateur astronomers out there with their own little telescopes and very clever people who would have seen something and blown the cover. Oh.
Yeah, but they would. I don't think so.
You don't think they've? You don't think they've?
No. Oh, I think that here in America, the government would cover it up. They would make it like what is that called? Roswell, whatever,
yeah.
Area 51. Yeah, like when the UFOs came there, I think back in I don't know, my husband would be able to tell you more about it, but they covered that up and said that it was some kind of a balloon, a weather balloon or something.
Oh, yes, I remember that. So, yeah. Area 58 or something like that. Yeah.
So I don't think that they don't want us to know. I think that our government knows that they're here, and I think that we're actually working with them. But as far as like telling us, I think that they think that we would be too scared and it would really change the way we think or something to that level. So
do you think
the government knows that they're here?
Do you think Hillary Clinton might be one of them?
No. I don't know.
Glenda.
Don't ask me about her. That's not a good subject. Actually, she came and spoke at Geisinger Medical Center,
All right,
which
yeah.
is in Danville, Pennsylvania. She was there, what was it, like back in October, I believe. October or November, she was at the facility and spoke. Yeah.
I've got to be honest.
Which is actually like 15 minutes away from my house.
I don't really know a lot about the American politics and or any of that.
You don't want to.
Well, I mean, what I will say is I shall never forget that time she'd been at some sort of conference. This is leading up to the election. And she went to the car and collapsed. And I just felt so sorry for her. And they kept playing that clip over and over. And for God's sake, leave her alone. I felt so sorry for her when that happened. I really did. If it had been Trump, I probably would have felt the same. To have someone like, so low down and ill that they actually, they obviously, were pushed into being at that place where they should have been in bed. And to have them collapse and keep showing the video, I thought that was awful. I really did. And I did feel sorry for her that time.
That's how everyone is here. Kick you when you're down.
Yeah, believe it. It's a bit like that. It's a bit like that here, really.
Oh, well, I mean, but that's why you're around, so that you can build everybody up and spread your sunshine and happiness all over the whole
bring
entire
happiness.
world.
Happiness. Glenda, lovely to talk to you, darling, in Pennsylvania.
Well, thank you. You have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, Glenda.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Glenda, oh, she's lovely to talk to. She's rung the show a couple of times now over the last few months. Lovely Glenda in Pennsylvania there. We've gone through so many messages there. I'll just go to the top, okay? And Marlene says spirit world. Marlene doesn't believe in the spirit world. Okay, fair enough. Andy, oh, hang on a minute. Gary, I talk Chinese, babies. Paddy, pads. You say Sakapupu is your friend Mark. Lever the one they call Lou Brush. I don't know what you're going on about, Gary, there. Ray says bonfires are banned. I didn't know that. Some people don't care and get away with it. They certainly do. I do like the smell of a bonfire, Ray Reynolds. Oh, I remember being in the Scouts when we used to have fires to do all our cooking and all that business. Oh, it was lovely. Cooking on an open fire. Paul says David Icke does sell out tours now. Who pays to listen to his crap? David Icke. Remember, I'm on Grandstand, David Icke. He thinks leaders are lizard people. He's been watching too much V. Do you remember that, V? And Andrew also said something alien visitors are us in the future time travelling. There's a twist. I could be an alien visitor for all you know. I'm telling you that now. Ray's got garden waste disposal free again, as no one could be bothered to pay 50 quid. I don't blame you, mate. The trouble is, they charge for all these different little bits and pieces, like the bin, the garden waste. We're always finding garden waste dumped everywhere now because they don't collect it for free. People are going to dump it everywhere. I haven't paid mine yet. On the other hand, I haven't had to do loads of cutting. I take my stuff down the dump. I think to myself, well, how many times would you go down the dump? Because that's all free. You take garden waste down the dump and it's free to take it down there. How many times would you go down there in a year? 10 maximum, probably 10. Because you wouldn't go every time you cut the grass, would you? You wait until you had a few sacks for the grass and then you'd go down there. Surely that's got to be worth saving that 50 quid, don't you think? I reckon so. All right, gang, let's do today's birthdays. We got birthday time coming up, boys and girls. Happy birthday today. We got 17 birthdays. There might not actually be 17. We'll see. John Cooper today, who does karaoke nights and a bit of DJing. He's 35 years old today. Happy birthday, John. All right, happy birthday, John. John Rogers. Hello, John Rogers, 56 years old today. Happy birthday, young John. Brian Reed today is 52 years old. Happy birthday, Brian. Peter St. James. Happy birthday to you, sir. James Greswold. Very good looking in that photograph. Were you on here on a boat or something now, I think? Happy birthday. Mark Alston is 42 today. Liam Porter is 30 years old today. Kyle Jones, 31. How have you got to 31, dear? Happy birthday, Kyle. Paul Cutsill. Good evening, Paul. Hope you're doing well. Happy birthday to you. Nicola Evans, a young 33 today. Happy birthday to Nicola. Craig Lawless is 45 today. Louis Ramirez Alam, happy birthday to you. Haydn Stephen D. Jones is 25 years old today. Roxy Terrett. Oh, bless. That's one of my old neighbours. Used to live in Roehampton, and she used to live along the balcony. We used to play on the stairs and all that. Do you remember all that? I remember it, Roxy. Happy birthday to you, darling. All right. Happy birthday, Roxy. And, they're all the birthdays today. John Cooper's got about 10 different blooming profiles. I'm not reading. You're not getting a birthday message for each one of them. Let's sing the song, shall we? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. There we are. Happy birthday, boys and girls. That's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you on this Tuesday evening. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning, sort of around 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. All right, we'll do the morning show tomorrow, so I'll see you again then. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye now.